Namaskaram and welcome to Veena Tattva Prakashika, Veena Conference, Veena Conference happening in Bangalore this year at PS University campus. And today we have a great Veena exponent, GRS Murthy Garu, with us, and we take this opportunity to welcome him, to have few conversation to bring out and learn about the musical journey of him with the instrument. Namaskaram and welcome again.
Namaskaram to Vidwan Prashant Ayangars and all other eminent Vainikas.
It's great to have you with us, and you have been in this journey of music with the Veena for a long period of time, at least about 35-40 years now, I think. In this span of 4 decades, of 3.5-4 decades, what is that you have achieved as a Vainika?
Achievements means there are two categories. One is achievements by way of any recognitions or awards or titles, etc. That is one side. Achievement internally, that is another dimension. It varies from artist to artist. So, from my personal journey, I would say that it has brought a lot of internally, personally, it has brought a lot of balance and peace and satisfaction. In pursuit of learning and practicing, performing and teaching Veena. In terms of material achievements, I would say that it has given me a fair amount of recognition and a fair amount of certain titles and awards. Though I'm not much in pursuit of the awards, but they have come my way and just given me some satisfaction. So this is in a short, brief way I can just, because the listing out, it is more of academic interest of what are awards and rewards and titles. But I got a few, so I'm satisfied with that. Yeah.
I liked the way you explained me the achievements, because normally I would separate it and ask to all the artists. But with you, I asked you as an achievement as a whole for 40 years, because I was thinking that you would be giving me this classification yourself. Somewhere it was telling me. So I didn't wanted to bifurcate it and ask you. So now, as you said, there is something that Atma Sadhana, which goes along with the Veena. See, when you practice, it goes with the Atma Sadhana. And the Nadopasana, which you do with the Veena, is something unique compared to anything in life. So, when you started your journey with Veena, probably you would have started early in your life, like for example, around 8 or 7, something like that, if it is, I'm right, because you learned under the famous Vanika of Mysore school. Then you shifted to Chennai and learned music there. Can you share me your experience of learning with different gurus?
Yeah. my venturing into Veena, it was more, I would say, divine accident. Fortunately, my father was a vocalist. Yes, he was a graded A-grade artist in Bangalore and Chennai. He was not a public performer though. He was more of a sadhaka who used to sing to his satisfaction. And music in the evenings at home used to be a regular feature. He used to come from office. The only diversion or only hobby or only uh, outlet for him was music. So the moment he came from office, he refreshed and then sat down with his tambura and he used to sing. And I never had any active interest or active desire to learn music or you know anything to do with music. I was just a passive listener. That's all. And I didn't start as early as 8 or 9, like you mentioned. It was quite late, I would say. Maybe in my 14th or 15th year only, uh, I started learning Veena, and it was just happenstance because one of my cousins was learning mridangam in Bangalore, and I used to see him play and all that. But it's a childish, what to say, to be even with someone or to compete or jealousy or whatever, childish nature. So he is playing. So oh look what he's doing. It'll be nice if I learn something like that. So then I was just pestering my parents. I want to learn because he's learning. It was more of that childish want to keep up with one of your siblings. So I want to learn because two of my sisters were learning music from my father, and they were even studying in music BA in Maharashtra. So I was not even considered to be taught music or nothing like that. It's just like because we were a big family in those days, we just went to school, came back, played, and came back, pretended to study and go to bed. That's all. So there's no active involvement from a side. But then I was just asking that I want to learn, like so and so, my cousin. And then, so we were living in the outskirts of Bangalore those days. Those days, outskirts, not today's Bangalore. So, which is the present day Anand Nagar or something, which is very far off from the activity linked to Malleshwaram or something where
Correct.
we never had any mode of bus transport, and I was too young to take
Correct.
a cycle, and
Correct. Correct.
my parents couldn't afford to send me there or pay the fees, etc. So they just okay, we'll look into it later. But then no, it was pestering. I thought they thought maybe. Then my sister suggested, yes, just suggested during the Navaratri. When there was talk of you know taking music classes or something. I told I want to learn. So my sister suggested, okay, it is very far off, so we cannot go by cycle. There's no bus. Your school is there, so why don't you just learn Veena? There is one lady teaching in the colony itself. So why don't you learn Veena? The only Veena I have seen so far was what was on the Saraswati's picture. So I I don't even have look and feel of Veena also I do not know. So I know it is something like a tambura, that's all. So beyond that, I've not been to any Veena concert or listened to someone play or seen it, someone holding nothing except seeing it on the Saraswati's picture. That's all. And Veena, I don't know. I don't want to because it's from that age at 14, 15. I consider it as a lady's instrument. So I wanted to learn a mridangam like a boy. You learn for now. Later on, when you grow big, you go and learn mridangam. So
Okay.
what? So somehow my sister was telling me, I thought, okay, I'll give it a try because I needed something because I was not very too keen on academics. I was quite good in academics, but not by virtue of studying hard and all. Managed to keep myself going ahead. That's all. So then, within 1 or 2 days, the Vijayasmi came, and then my mom took to the person. Her name was Srimati Jayalakshmi. She was teaching for the local children that, and my mother told, okay, he wants to learn, so she accepted me and she taught me. So I was just casually learning it. That's all. But I found that I could easily pick up the lessons, whatever she was teaching, Sarli Vasai, Janta Vasai, and Alankaram, and all that and all, because of some music that gone inside passively. But playing it on the Veena was it's different dimension, but I was able to do it. I didn't feel the difficulty of, you know, learning it, because when I'm teaching to youngsters, some people are struggling to coordinate, but it sort of was coming to me naturally. That's all. So then, my father didn't know that I was learning Veena. It was kept a secret. Why? Because he had some certain standards in music. So if he came to know that I was not learning under a proper person, he might even stop me or something like that. So it was kept a secret between me and my mother, my sister. So I used to go on the slide, learn, and come. But he was watching me going in the evenings and coming back holding a notebook. So instead of playing, coming all dirty and muddy, I was going with a clean feet and coming back with clean feet. And he's asking me, where are you going and coming? I mean, he was watching you. Those were the days when you never talked much with the father. My father was exclusive person.
Yeah.
Then I had to say yes. I'm learning Veena. He was shocked because none of my other brothers had shown any interest in learning music. So they were keen only to play marbles and fly kites and fight and do that. But he was surprised also and shocked. Veena, you're learning? I told from so and so. Oh, interesting. What are you learning now? I told him I'm learning a few varnams. How long you have been doing that? I told few months. And you're only learning varnam? I told yes. Then he was curious and then somehow he was just following me what I'm learning. Then he was stupid. We didn't have Veena at home. So that goes without saying because it was never there. That's all.
Mm.
So then he arranged for one of my sister's friends were playing Veena in the colony. Somehow he said my sister to go and get a Veena. He wants to see how it. He was curious. So they went and talked. Then I fetched a Veena saying that ನಮ್ಮ ತಮ್ಮ ನುಡಿಸ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೂಡಿ ವೀಣಾ. So the Veena was brought. Then I played, and my father said, "Oh, yes, you learned so fast. Okay, good, good, good. That's all. That chapter was done. Then I started learning, and within 1.5 years or something, I came to my 10th standard. So I stopped Veena again. I stopped. Then after that, my father felt that he somehow found out that one of my uncles had a Veena kept in the attic, unused in Delhi. So then my father spoke to his brother and said, "My son is learning Veena. So if you can spare your Veena, can you send it from Delhi?" So my uncle said, "Okay, sure, it's lying idle. I'll send it. No problem." He sent a Veena. So I got a Veena 2 years after I started learning. So
Okay.
then my father was telling me, "Okay, I'll sing. So you play." I don't know. I cannot do all that. No, no. I'll just tell you this forum. So, this forum. I'll just tell. I'll sing. You just place your hands. And he sang some kirtana and all. So I was just able to follow. I said, "Okay." Then he went and met. Now he knew that I had some talent and it's worth you know uh, encouraging. So he went and spoke to Vidwan Sangeeta Kalanadi Dorsameyengar. He was known to him. Then Dorsameyengar sir said, "I don't have time. I'll send it you to my Sishya. So you can send your son to." My father spoke to Vidwan Mysore Sri Krishnamurti and I started learning from him. So, and then I was learning from him for 1 or 2 years or something. Then we migrated to Chennai. In Chennai, again, 1 or 2 years, there was a break, and then we found someone to accept me again. So then I was put under Kalima G and the Nepali here. So it continued. So this sums up my Veena learning story.
So a lot of breaks in learning, and finally, Saraswati Mata did not wanted to leave you at any point. She pulled you across. No, you
Yeah,
are not going anywhere. You be stay with me for a long period of time.
yeah,
You are
yeah,
going to be there with me. So
yeah. So
otherwise,
it was going on. Yeah, it was going on quite well. I was even playing concerts in the early 90s. In mid 90s, I had a two-wheeler accident. So again, there was a big break. My big break in sense, a literal sense of break, that my hand broke.
no,
My hand broke, and they put it back using 12
lots.
screws, 12 screws.
Mm.
And that was a big setback. But after that, I was deep into my job and etc. etc. From 95 onwards to I think 98, I had totally stopped my Veena for 15 years.
Oh, it's a long back.
Yeah, yeah, nearly 13, 14 years I had never. This is one thing because I broke my hand, which prevented me from playing, and also I had a family to look after. My wife was also working. My job was taking a lot of time, and slowly it petered out. And from 1995 to 2008, I was out of Veena, out of music for all practical purposes.
Oh God, that's a long
Just
way.
when I was emerging as a promising youngster.
Then how did it start again? How did it start again?
uh, how did it start again was at some point of time my wife decided she wants to quit her job. She was in a software company and she was out of software job how it is. She was out of the house for 12 hours and I was left maintaining my job and my kids. And she said, I want to quit. I thought, fine, just momentary decision. Momentary decision, like how I started learning Veena. Momentary decision, I told, okay, you quit right now. You want to quit today? You quit. I wrote a resignation letter and gave it to her. You just give it. On her behalf, I had a son. Before you change your mind, go and quit. He said, what to do? Money, loan, etc. Don't worry. Veena will take care of all that. I have got full faith. I'm saying this when I not touched the Veena for 10 to 15 years. Yeah. So, spontaneous decision. Surprisingly, that same day, out of the blue, I got a call for a concert. Out of the blue.
Oh
This
God,
is how miracles work. Yeah. This is how it works.
oh, that's fantastic.
So, like you say, Saraswati Mata wanted me to come back and play. Then I slowly started getting back, and no, so by way of word of mouth, because people had not seen me for so many years, they never knew I was still in Chennai. So, oh, you're still in Chennai, okay. So then I started playing again, and so that at one point of time, I was in a good job. I was working in a public sector undertaking. Then the evenings, whenever I had some programs or concerts, I mean, I had to go out of town, getting a leave or getting permission to go early, because invariably I had meetings in the evenings,
Okay,
office meetings.
okay.
That was preventing me a lot. Then I thought, okay, I asked my wife, I want to quit my job too. What do you say? She said, okay, you let me quit the same day I wanted to quit. You said, Veena, take care. So you have the same faith. So you quit, Veena, take care. Then I quit that job also. And then I am in full-time pursuit from 2014. This is the story.
It's a nice journey. You 2014 you came to our conference in Mantralaya.
Yeah,
I remember.
yeah,
Then you told
yeah.
me that you are quitting the your LIC job there, public sector job.
Yeah, it was a decision I took in Mantralaya.
Hmm. So
Yeah,
Raghavendra Swami wanted you to do that. So it's a blessing of Raghavendra Swami then. Anyway, it's a
definitely,
great
definitely.
journey. See,
Yeah,
seeing your journey, it is not an easy job because we all belong to a middle class family. Struggle is inevitable. Every pie we struggle and earn, we have to do things because we come from a very big family, whether it is me or you or. So it's like,
Yeah.
and we have about a lot of sisters, brothers, and money is not easy flow at any point. It's always a struggle for us. With a lot of struggle, Veena has stayed with you. Veena has not
Yes.
left.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
you might have left Veena, but Veena has not left you. It has stayed with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
then it is a Pura Janma Sukrita, Pura Janma Samskara, which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
a resultant factor in this Janma again.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
And
Very
because
true.
now, so your journey started 2014 onwards. You're playing concerts, and you're been with the instrument now. I remember once you came to my house, you played a wonderful Begade Alapana. I even today remember the Alapana, Anadopasana you played. It is such a wonderful thing. And when I heard that, probably in 2015 or 16, you had come here, I remember. So when you came with that kind of breaks, no only I'm understanding that you had so many breaks. With so many breaks, with that kind of gamakas in Begade, it's not an easy task to play. I remember you played wonderful Begade Alapana. And it is not an
Thank
easy
you, sir.
task to play without having lost the touch with the instruments many a times, again struggling back and coming and again. And that is, you have a complete blessing of Mata Saraswati. Otherwise, it is not possible.
Undoubtedly. 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 Yeah.
See, now we have come to a stage where we say that we are not doing anything. It is taken by the divine grace. It is divine grace which is carrying on everything now.
Always. Yeah.
And having started again 2014, you have started getting concerts. Slowly you picked up, and you have traveled abroad also many times after 2014. Now you have global Shishyas around, and you are teaching students across the globe. Veena as an instrument, Veena as a divine instrument, Veena as a national instrument. How do you differentiate these things together? How do you differentiate between these three?
Veena as a instrument. I never knew how special Veena was till I came across other instruments during my early years when I started performing, etc., etc. Undoubtedly, it is a difficult instrument to perform. Why I'm saying this is, especially there are two ways, two things when it comes to performance. One is you're doing a solo, or another is you are performing with other instruments, which I have had the exposure of doing so many things on Veena, performing various instruments like even saxophone or nadaswaram or even tawil, keyboard, etc. I see. I've been open to. I have been open to all kinds of experiments as far as music goes, as long as I don't have to come down from the musical values I hold as dearest to me. As long as I don't have to compromise on that. So when you're going to compete with something in terms of speed or in terms of volume, something like a saxophone or nadaswaram or a flute or violin, it is it's a big challenge to when you have to because keep up with those instruments on the stage. So a certain levels of adaptation is required. I also played Veena as an accompaniment to some of the vocalists because some of them in some traditional form they wanted Veena as a accompaniment, so that I played for both male and female vocalists, and that really opened up my eyes to the what's going on in the mind of a violinist. We just take the violinist for granted on the stage. The vocalist there, the violinist is there. and how much of on-stage adjustment, how much of adjustment in temperament in the uh, musical pata and the style, the performance dynamics. Awareness has to be alert and adjusting so that I could appreciate when was trying to play as a accompanist. So these are two dimensions, but the most I would say dearest to me is performing the solo. When you're playing the Veena as a Veena artist, or Veena artist would know if you're doing a 2 hour concert or 2.5 hours of concert on stage, it means double the work of what it will be of any other concert, say of a violin or a flute. I'm not saying a violin solo. I'm talking about flute concert or a vocal concert, because in a vocal concert or flute concert you have a violin as a pakavadi. So you got some breathing space. You've got some space to think what you're going to do next. There is some communication, give and take, sawal jawab, complimenting or contrasting. But when you're performing as a Veena artist, you have to compliment yourself. You're playing. You have to do the question and answer everything. So you're doing a two-time duty in a 2 hours concert. You play as much as someone do for a 4 hour concert. So that I found out to be it requires a lot of intense concentration. So I am pegging the Veena as in a musical ensemble, in a pakavadyam, in a solo. These have been my experiences. So that's how as far as Veena goes on the
Veena has
performance
traveled
stage.
through those stages because before before the violin took stage in the Karnataka music, it was Veena which was used as an a support
Yeah,
instrument.
yeah,
Slowly after the Dikshitar parampara, through which the violin was introduced to the Karnataka music, then slowly it started, replacing Veena, and Veena it became a major supporting instrument in concert.
yeah.
You have gone through all these stages. Now, Veena as a divine instrument, how do you describe it?
Veena is a divine instrument. I cannot go talk much about the what do you say the spiritual coefficient because I'm not much well versed in those subjects. But when you sit with the Veena and you're with yourself, no one to listen to you when you're with the Veena by yourself. That is uh, that is giving a different dimension of musical experience. It's more of meditative. It takes us briefly into another dimension. So those experiences are something very special and it's very personal, which is very unique. So there is no one to appreciate or critique or evaluate what you're going to play. You're not playing it for anyone. You're just playing.
Correct. Um,
Yeah,
it's very nice to hear these experiences of yours, and which is an learning aspect for all the people who are listening to this interview and also for us. Can you now, as a final question, I would request you to share your experience with Veena Tattva Prakashika because you have been a part of it from a long period of time, from the beginning till now. And what is
yeah.
that you have a difference with Veena Tattva Prakashika, the exclusive Veena conference for Veena? And what is that is most interesting factor for you in this?
Veena Tattva Prakashika, when it began in 2014, as I was with you at that time, it was a very soul searching, humble beginning. And it was in a very divine place like Mantralaya. And it was apt because Rayuru himself was a Veena Vadaka. So that itself is so divinely enchanting to begin a journey when you're starting something like this from such a place. It has got no other business but to grow. Now, how is Veena Tattva Prakashika on a different page? Is that each year the event has been calibrated uh, to bring out a certain different dimension to explore. Like instead of just keeping it as a concert platform where eminent Vainikas come and perform, or not so eminent or aspiring youngsters they come and perform. This has been a place where it is throwing some questions for the Vainikas to think in terms of the content of the festival, in terms of presentation of certain themes, either by their own choice or the choice given by the organizer, which is Vidwan Prashant Iyengar. So it's on a grand scale. The scale has been grand, and I remember that on one particular this uh, uh, conference, you had asked us to choose uh, Audoshada Ragas, I think, or Makra Ragas. So, which is again making whether one can perform such ragams for such a long time. Yes, you made us think, and you made us make some inputs into that. And again, the paper presentations that go into each event, that is giving so much of information for a lay person like me. Lay person in the sense, my I don't claim to have much scholarship in music in terms of the theory aspects or the hidden aspects of Veena. I just play, that's all. So mine is a one stop. I pick up the Veena, perform, that's all. But then when I listen to the papers presented by so many eminent Vainikas, as a Vainika myself, it makes me wonder, oh, there's so much to it. There's so much of history. There's so much of mythology. And there is so much of, what you say, I would say metamorphosis of the Veena in terms of the structure of the Veena, how it was earlier, what has gone through, which was never. The only Veena is, I know this, Sharlaki, Vallaki, Vipanchi, so many things. So it is really scholarly, which for a layman, plain vanilla Veena performer like me, it is giving me certain more instrument knowledge of what the instrument of what I'm doing. And again, it is throwing up challenges like the current year. You've given us this group kritis, which is quite a daunting task. So how is it going to help? So now these group kritis are there, but bringing it all together on the stage, bringing a cluster of clusters, that is something unique. So you can have one group kritis as a theme, but group kritis itself is a theme. It's making that much huge. So we're going to listen to all the wonderful things on the Veena. So for which the artist has to go back and learn what has been the cobweb. So long learnt and forgotten. So we have to pick that up and rescale ourselves up. So that is something you're making us do. And this is going to be archived. Any student can pick up and choose to learn in future. What you're doing it's for generations to come. And the another interesting thing you come up this time is bringing two different artists from different states on the stage. So I would call it as a confluence of a Veena conference, confluence of artists. So how does it? How is it useful? We are all Vainikas. We are all in certain states. We have got certain unique styles depending on the state, depending on the Patantra, depending on the Guru. So now it is bringing all these strands together to show us we are all on a common path. We are taking different roads, but we are going on a common path. So this is going to be something unique because we're going to listen to different styles on the stage together. See, it can be two different systems, Hindustani and Carnatic. That has been done for so many decades. It can be two instruments, Veena and violin or Veena and flute. Oh, that's also been done. So now two Veenas of different styles coming and performing, that is going to be something totally new to listen to, even if I'm going to sit with another artist. That is going to be on stage learning, because as a Veena artist, the learning never stops. If I go to a Veena concert, if I listen to someone, it can be someone much junior to me, but there are certain things which I can pick up.
Correct.
There's no restriction on the age.
Correct.
If you're keen on learning, age doesn't matter. I can learn anything from anyone.
Very
So
true.
this every year you're conceptualizing a new format and you're making it work, and it is a one man army. Without a divine blessing, this is not possible. But the best aspect is in the divinity bringing us all together to share the divinity. It is a blessing to all of us Vainikas. So that way, uh, Veena Tattva Prakashika is on a totally unique path as far as bringing the Vainikas, bringing the Veena Vadana on a platform and giving it a new boost, new direction, new momentum.
Sarvam Lakshmi Nrsimharpanam. He is the one who plans, who executes. He does everything and gives the name for us. But again, it is He who decides that, and He makes you to accept it. He makes me to speak. He makes me to request you, please, can you do this? And you are kind enough to accept it and do it. It is your greatness. And I profoundly thank you for all these things, for being a part of our journey with the Veena. And it was wonderful speaking to you. You are a very generous person. I know that very well. And speaking to a person who is so generous is always a happy thing which gives satisfaction to one's heart. So I'm also very satisfied. Thank you very much, and looking forward to meet you in Bangalore for 3 days.
Yeah, yeah. That is, you are moving a chariot, and we are contributing and giving a little pull. That's all I can say.
As you said, divinity, this year we have this Saptaswara Mandala happening in the conference. There is Sapta Shati Parayanam, which is going to happen. And there is a lot of things happening in this conference. So everything is divinity. Again, Lakshmi Nrsimha has planned it. And thank you very much. You are just wonderful. Namaskar.
Thank you, Namaskar.